Case of the Mondays. Case of the Mondays. Case of the case of the case of the Mondays. Case of the Mondays. Case of the Mondays. His name's Case and it's Monday, so you're about to listen to Case of the Mondays.
So welcome, buddy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to finally be here.
I know.
We've
went
been
back
trying
and forth
for so long.
I know. We really went back and forth. Yeah, I'm very happy you're here. I'm sorry about your
The flood?
The flood. You have a flood?
The flood that happened twice this week. Yeah, so
That's
first
crazy.
a pipe burst and it flooded the living room and my room of the house. And then the next day I was just like sitting and I was listening to this acoustic version of a song. And I was like,
I missed it. I haven't done that in so long. I love doing that.
But I was like, oh, this acoustic version's weird. It sounds like there's water rushing in the background. And then I was like, oh,
why is it such a zen experience?
yeah, I'll listen to the other one. And then I was like, oh, there's still water. Oh my God, the pipe is going again. And the building had just forgotten that, we had a massive flood the day before.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
How many inches of water?
Like 4.
Jesus.
Twice, yeah.
So that's like a flood.
A flood.
That's
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
What happened? Oh, man. So all your stuff got super wet?
No. So it was like very strange. I'm the messiest person in
All
the
your
world.
stuff is on stilts always?
No. Usually
No.
everything's on the floor. But
Right.
this week, I was having a clean week.
Yeah.
And so it was fine.
Oh, that's great.
The floors got destroyed.
Right.
The living room is destroyed because it's my grandma's house. So she's got all these
Right.
old Persian rugs and shit. So she's going to collect on insurance. But my room,
that's
it's
great.
just like lifts of the parquet flooring.
Oh, nice. Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
I actually had somebody do that. My sister stayed with me, my old apartment.
Okay.
And this is hard to even say because it was so stressful.
Okay.
This woman that she's friends with got drunk and passed out in my tub with the water running.
No!
And the water flooded the entire apartment. And she goes, I'm so sorry. And I'm like,
That's literally
Who
like a
does
movie.
that?
You can't write that
who
shit.
does that at someone's apartment?
Yeah.
That they're staying at
Yeah.
for free?
I've never been that relaxed in my own apartment. So I don't understand that life.
Yeah, I can't imagine just going to someone's house that you don't know and being like, I'm going to take a bath.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy. I'm drunk. It's bath time.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I don't know. I'm this woman's brother, and my other roommate's a man. The only bathroom, 2 men.
Yeah.
Would you want to get in a bathtub where the other people in the apartment are 2 men? I don't know.
Was the door locked?
Oh, this was the most crazy part of it is that no, it wasn't locked. I went in.
Oh.
You know what's funny? I don't remember if I saw her naked or not. I don't think I did. I think she was wearing her bra or something and her underwear or something
This is
insane.
the weirdest woman I've ever heard of.
Right. She's super weird. Super weird.
I want to do the most relaxing thing in the world, which is take a bath. But I want to do it in somebody else's house with a bra on, the most uncomfortable item of clothing.
Maybe she was
ever.
wearing a bathing suit because it was summertime.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
Something like that. But I remember being I just called. I'm like, come in here. I'm like, your sister. How your sister? I was like, your friend is. You got to do. And I just turned the water off. I was like, Jesus Christ. I mean, I don't know. You walk in.
Yeah.
You go, fuck, a lot of water.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, drunk, passed out woman.
Yes.
That you're just like.
I don't know what to do.
I'm like, are you okay?
Yeah. My
She's like,
friend almost drowned in a bathtub once when we were in high school. He
wow.
he fell asleep or whatever, and then his mom came in and saved him or whatever. And the next
no.
day he told me about it, and I was like, "Your mom saw you naked."
That's funny. I can't imagine. How do you die in a bathtub?
He didn't die.
Oh no, I know, but I'm saying, how do you
how-
almost die? Yeah.
You fall asleep and you can drown in an inch of water.
How old? He was in high school.
He was in high school. He was 16. I think he was probably hungover or something.
Oh yeah.
You
know, I did drugs once.
Did you?
Yeah, I did drugs once, and I did the old K. Remember K?
Shut up. I've never done K.
I was 14,
Okay.
and this kid that was, I'm doing air quotes right now, cool. He had all this K. So we went to his house, and I'm I've only done, I've only gotten high. I don't really do, and mushrooms and ecstasy. And but that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I go to this kid's house. Excuse me, sorry. A little under the weather. And I get in there. We do K. I got I got the drip from it.
Yeah.
And it was gross. And I lived 1.5 blocks from this guy. Took me 3 hours to get home. I just fell asleep on this guy's lawn for an hour. And this kid Ian comes over. He goes, Case? I go, is that Ian? And And he's like, hey, man. It's like the older kid in my neighborhood. He goes, are you okay? And I go,
I'm on K.
I go, I did. I go, I'm on a lot of K. Because you could definitely say I'm okay. Yeah, it's funny. I go, hey, man, I'm just heading home. He goes, all right. And I just like got up off this guy's lawn. He's like, yeah, I just got to go home. I was like, good to see you. Like, I didn't want anyone to know. And the reason I brought the story up is because I went into the bathtub because I thought that would
make it all go away.
I thought it would wash it away. I just kept showering for like.
It's like Catholics after sex.
Yeah. The guilt. I was like, let me just sit here for an hour. I took an hour bath. It was a weird night.
That's pruny as fuck.
I got so pruny.
Yeah.
I was also really chubby because I was 16. When I was 16, I was super chubby. So I was a fat, chubby,
All the best
pruny kid.
were.
Right? So I leave, and there's such a weird night. This kid, we were 16, so like there's this kid that was like the biggest kid in my grade. He's like overweight or whatever. And I'm on K, and I'm like, I say hi. I see my mom, my sister, and they're like doing cute mom sister stuff, like listening to.
And they're doing K too.
Yeah, doing K. They're like listening to Celine Dion and like watching Titanic at the same time. Like it just like I'm like innocent. Night for them too, and I'm like, I'm so disgusting. I'm on drugs with my mom, my little sister. My little sister's like 8 at the time, and I just feel like a horrible person.
Where'd you grow up?
In Long Island, Hicksville.
Okay, is K popular out there? Because like I
When I
wasn't
was a
even
kid-
introduced to K until like I didn't know about it until college, and I'm from New York City.
Right. I think it was popular out there for like 2-3 years, 4 years, and then it like disappeared. And also like it's not something I seeked out.
Yeah.
And like it was like this kid that was like kind of hung out with the more like people that did harder drugs.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, for the most part, everyone smoked weed.
Totally.
And that was it, you know?
I have a friend that I recently made. He runs a podcast in LA, and I did it. And
oh, really? Okay.
And I've done it a few times. And the last time I was there, he was going through a breakup, and he was like, "Sorry, I'm just gonna be in the kitchen doing K, like while we."
Wow.
And I was just like, "Okay, that." And he's like the coolest guy ever, but like I'm not usually around people who do a ton of K. Like
Yeah.
And
they call it a K-hole.
And I was like, just don't go into the hole. Like I don't want to pull you out. But on 420, which was very recently, and which is my holiday because I smoke a lot of weed.
Best holiday.
He wrote me happy 420. I said, oh, thanks so much. He goes, I know when National K Day becomes a thing, you'll wish it to me too.
That's great.
Yeah.
I've never like done too much. So I don't know how to get into the whole, but yeah, that's like a thing. It's people that don't know, like ketamine. It's a K.
It's a horse
special
tranquilizer.
K. Yes, it's for
it's
horses.
not for you. Yeah.
Like that's what
Unless
they hear
you're a
before they
horse,
get
in
it.
which case, thanks for listening to this podcast, horse.
Yeah, thank you. Really appreciate you with your horse ears and your horse earbuds listening to this podcast. It's the best. Yeah, and that was it. So anyway, I leave and I see the fattest kid in my grade. I don't know why I was dancing around calling him the fattest kid in my grade. He was the fattest kid in my grade.
Boy.
He was in a car. He pulls up. I'm just walking outside, and he randomly pulls up. He goes, "Hey, Kase." I go, "Josh?" He goes, "What's up?" I'm like, Is this the K? What's happening? Why is the fattest kid in my grade driving? It was the first time I'd ever seen anybody my age in a car.
Okay.
And he goes, "Do you want to go to a party?" And I was like, "Sure." And I went to a party with him and all my friends that were going to a different party that night.
Yeah.
They were all at that party. It was really nice.
Oh, that's so nice.
It was such a
That's
360.
like the best ending of the story I could imagine.
It was so nice. I saw like 8 out of like 10 people, let's say I was friends with. 2 people were at that kid's house doing K. The other 8 were at this nice party. And I just showed up and I go, "Hey." And they're like, "What are you doing with that guy?" And I was like, "I don't know."
He's my new friend. He just saved me from my drug hole.
Yeah. I was like, I just did Special K on a night.
Special case.
Yeah. Special case. Every time you take like a beer, after you do that though, like I don't know if you've ever drank and taken like Vicodins or whatever, but like you get
I
really
barely drink.
Oh yeah, so you get really drunk every time for like one beer or whatever. But yeah, it's crazy. So you grew up in New York City.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
It's weird.
I feel like it's people sometimes will be like, no, it's not. But I always feel like you see more.
No, it's
so it's gotta
weird.
be.
I don't know who would say like people used to be like, oh, how did you like it? And I'm like, well, like I don't really know anything else, so I can't compare it. But now, like being in comedy, like you meet most different people from different backgrounds, different places, all this shit, and I'm like, oh yeah, no, it's very different, very strange. I definitely didn't like growing up on the Upper East Side. I didn't ever felt like I fit in. A lot of times I'd like point to the comic strip and I'd be like, hey, can we go there sometime? And my friends would be like, ew.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
Like comedy.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that like being a thing where people like look down, like, what do you want to laugh?
Yeah, well, that's a thing too. Is like we're not really supposed to express our emotions so much on the Upper East Side. You know, like
oh yeah, the
everything's
repressed.
supposed to be like effortless and like you don't care about anything.
Sure.
And I care very much about a lot.
You can, like, I want to have feelings about things, guys.
Yeah. So that
and
was
like,
weird for me.
Do you want to like experience life?
Yeah.
Makes no sense.
Yeah. I also got a lot of my partying out like early because that's what you did. Like there weren't house parties, so you like sneak into a club, get a fake ID or whatever. And now I'm like, I don't really need to do any of that.
Right. So many people I know that grew up with doing that, they're like well adjusted more so as adults. In my opinion, like so many people I know that like they have to act out later in life, and they just, it's like there was a time to do it, and like the earlier you do it, it seems like it's healthier. Like when I got to college, people that were like super repressed, they went crazy and then they got kicked out of college, or they got like drinking habits, and it's like
it depends on the person too.
That's true. It really does depend. Like you can have like a proclivity. That's probably the biggest word I've ever used in the podcast. I'm pretty proud of myself.
Very sesquipedalian.
Wow, you just fucked my word right in the ass. That was really good.
Multisyllabic.
Wow.
And,
that was a great word. What does it say that again?
Sesquipedalian.
Sesquipedalian. And he used it in the right context.
Yes.
Wow. That's a great word for if somebody congratulates themselves on doing a great
exactly.
word. And you go, that's very
sesquipedalian.
sesquipedalian. And then you go,
context that it can work.
Yeah.
Thanks, SATs.
I felt like I just beat my high school basketball game, and you're like, I'm Michael Jordan. Like you came in hot over the top. Sesquipedalian. That's great. So what the hell was I talking about? Proclivity?
People getting fucked up.
Yeah, they get fucked up, and like they get to, high school, they leave. I don't know. I've heard a couple stories. Like the people I met that were like drinking with their parents got to college and were like, yeah, whatever. I'll get drunk.
Yes, Europeans are very adjusted.
I don't need to get hammered out of my mind because I have the opportunity now.
Yeah.
And then you hear people like, listen, not saying this is a bad thing to do, but it doesn't seem like it's not self-destructive to go out, get completely hammered for months on end, and then sleep with a different person every night for however long, for like 6 months, a year. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Who's doing that?
Some people did. Some people in college, and you go, this is just because you couldn't do this when you were
before.
Home. It was so like, be home at 9, do your homework, and now it's like.
I was thinking about college. I only fucked like 6 people in college, maybe 5.
Wow.
Like that. What a waste. I mean, not an actual.
Hey, it's not a waste. You know what I mean? We
Okay.
partied. Hey, 6 people. It's pretty good.
No, but everybody else like really like got their stuff out
in college.
And then I think it wasn't until like after my first boyfriend, like 3 years out of college, that I went on a fucking rampage.
Oh wow,
with
yeah,
banging. Yeah.
Well,
just because I was like, I gotta get my numbers up.
Well,
Everybody else's are so high.
Right, that makes sense. That I remember that being a thing. People used to be like, "Oh, I haven't had sex with enough people.
Yeah.
I need to have sex with more people because it's just like it's embarrassing.
Got to keep up with the Joneses."
I remember lying about it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you don't even think about it now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I remember that. That's cute. That's a nice little time in your life, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I even think about the times where I was very proud of saying, "Oh, I only fucked 5 people in college." You know, like which is a total like. Why do you gotta be proud or embarrassed by your number?
It doesn't matter.
Like as long as the sex is enjoyable while it's happening.
Right, and I mean, it definitely what's enjoyable changes as you get older too.
Yeah,
like there's stuff I put up with when I was 18 that right now would be like a horror story.
But that's I think a lot of maturing is like realizing that you don't have to like quote unquote put up with shit during sex. Right. You should just change it up.
Right, or tell the person.
Exactly.
Say something.
Yeah, you have to say something.
Because you're like 18, you're like, I'm so scared of this stopping that I just won't. I'll just sit through this horrific thing this person's doing to this part of my body. Literally, I don't know what's happening.
I'll just be here until you're done. Don't worry about it.
Pretty sure I'm bleeding.
Yeah.
Pretty sure I'm bleeding.
Yeah.
I don't know how you thought this would feel good for anybody.
Because someone before liked it, or they watched some weird porn. Where's that person? You know, like it's like, where did you learn this?
Yeah. Why would you think this is a thing?
Yeah.
I remember the one specific thing I remember from college that like a lot of like dry humping and like girls being like real like fast and loose with how much pain it causes when you're like a guy and you're like hard and then like you're in your jeans.
Dry humping hurts you?
If you do it like a crazy person.
We like it so much.
But like, great.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
It's great.
No, but I didn't know that it hurts you.
You can reposition and it's fine. It's great.
Ladies, use sweatpants for dry humping.
I mean, then it's a good time.
Yes.
Yeah, but denim also, I was also in college. I might have ran out of underwear and just been wearing denim a couple of times or whatever. You know what I mean? Just typical college stories.
Sounds like a personal problem.
Yeah. Guys, women don't know how when I was in college, dry humping really hurt my penis. That's what happened. I was like, please stop this. This is a lot of pain.
Yeah.
That's great. So you grew up in New York. I feel like you see people drunk. I never saw a drunk person until I was like in college. It's crazy. I saw family parties, but I didn't realize that they were drunk. I just thought I was like, oh, they're acting weird.
Yeah, no,
Never
I got wasted when I was
me.
like 14 at my brother's grad party because my parents were those people that were like, okay, like we'd rather you drink with us.
Yeah, I started drinking when I was 14 as well, but like I'm talking like you on the street, like you see people. Like I never saw a bar. I never saw people leaving bars.
Yeah.
I didn't realize what a drinking culture was.
Yeah.
Like people went to bars and drank. I was like, what is that?
Okay.
I was like, I play video games.
Now you
and then
see
we go
all
to
the guys
parties.
doing heroin sags on the streets of New York,
I know, it's crazy.
just like leaning casually into a garbage pail.
There's a lot of that now.
A lot.
So all those kids, it's weird too. You grow up seeing that, and then you go, "Wow, okay,
Yeah.
maybe I won't. Maybe I will.
Maybe I will. I don't know.
You said you're Persian,
No. I mean, we're Jews.
right?
I think the rugs are just Persian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Because
Okay.
like old ladies, they all have the same apartment.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Everybody walks into my my grandmother's place because I live there, and they're like, "Oh, it smells like my grandmother's house."
I know. Grandmas have that smell.
Yeah.
That old lady chubby arm smell.
Chubby arm
Aw.
smell. Yeah.
It's so sweet.
And like something cooking that's like slightly bad, but you'll eat it.
You'll eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not that bad for
Yeah.
you. Grandma made it. She has a little bit.
It's soup. Are the noodles mushy?
Sure.
But it's fine.
But it's gonna taste good.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so good.
Yeah.
You have a little bit, and you go, Grandma, and you go. You just like she like pats you, and you go, all right.
She
That's
tells
all.
you
I
some
wanna do."
stories about your dad that are embarrassing, and you're like, everything's great.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
I love the comparisons too. My grandma would be like, you know, your mom used to eat. She was very fussy. You're not fussy at all. I love you.
Yeah. You're like, say more things.
Yeah, keep talking. You're making me feel great.
My grandmother calls me her soulmate.
Oh, it's so sweet.
Yeah, and it offends a lot of my cousins.
Really?
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's so great.
But we're just cut from the same cloth. Like, we love chilling. We love being in bed and watching TV.
And you hang out together.
Yeah.
My cousins get jealous because they're like, all the parents love you. And I'm like, I'm the OG, man.
Yeah.
Because I'm the oldest in my family.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
So you're
like,
special. You were the first one.
everybody was like, oh, look, the baby. No,
Yeah.
I mean, who gives a shit? There's a lot of you. There's
I was
like
the
40.
first girl, or the first granddaughter.
Oh,
So
wow.
they were really pumped because they had like 5 dudes already, and they were like, "Look, we can dress her."
Yeah. Girls get really. My friend's having a baby. He's an older guy, and his wife is so like, we have so many sons. I just want a daughter. She's like, these women, I see them. They're going to lunch with their daughters. I was like, your sons don't talk to you. They just say hi. You don't tell you what's going on in their life. The daughters say things to you, and then you can like hang out with them, and all this stuff.
Again, though, it depends on the kid.
It depends on the kid, right? But she's
Like,
projecting, being like, "This is what it'll be like."
Yeah, no, but my aunt has 2 sons, and she'd always be like, "Oh, I need a daughter. Like, I want you to be around all the time." I'm like, "Your boys give you more attention than I ever would."
Wow. Yeah. I mean, especially if you're close, like if you're physically like living near your parents or whatever, like it's so different. Like my mom and my sister are pretty close. Like they talk a lot. But it's weird too because like they'll talk as peers, and me and my father don't talk as peers. Like my mother and my sister will like talk about what they're wearing, and then be insulted by what the other one said, and I'm like, this is wild.
Yeah, there's a great Nora Ephron book about mothers and daughters called "You're Wearing That."
Yeah, that's exactly what they say all the time.
Yeah,
Okay, wow.
yeah.
All right, wow, you really struck a chord with me.
Yeah, my mom bought it for me because she's like, everything I say offends you, and I don't mean to. Like, so read this book.
Yeah. Yeah, everything my mom says seems to somehow, my sister goes, ugh, she's like, I just leave, like.
It just lifts up every little insecurity you already have about yourself, and they're just nitpicking because they want you to be the best version of you, but you're like, I'm trying so hard already. Get the fuck out of here, Mom.
Right. It's weird, too, because my mom says stuff to my sister, I guess because she's a girl, that she doesn't really say stuff like that to me about little things, little nitpicky things about like, but again, I don't wear makeup. I didn't,
Yeah, and I think society judges women a lot harder, and like,
yeah, there's a lot of times where my mom's told my sister she looks like a homeless person.
Yeah. Oh, my dad.
She doesn't at all.
Like Billy Idol every time I see him.
That's great.
Because I dyed my hair, and he's like, "Who's gonna marry you?" I'm like, "Oh my god, chill."
Yeah. Can you relax with the marriage talk?
Yeah, chill.
I don't want to. Yeah.
Who wouldn't want to marry Billy Idol?
Billy Idol's cool. Billy Idol. What's a movie? Adam Sandler. He's I love that movie.
Wedding Singer.
Wedding Singer. I used to be a lot stronger. Wedding Singer. What a great movie.
So, he's losing his mind, and I'm reaping all the benefits.
That's my favorite line from that movie. I love
so
that line.
good.
Try and find another wedding singer who could move and shake like this. John Lovitz is best. My friend has a great. Well, listen, this is going to be a person that's going to be on the podcast soon, but a buddy of mine has a great John Lovitz story, and I'll tell it here, and he'll tell it later. But his buddy saw John Lovitz, and he was just in a room as he walked by. He walked through the room just like you would see on a sitcom. He walked by the room. He backtracks like 3 steps. He points and he goes, "You're John Lovitz." And John Lovitz goes, "Jealous." It's like the most John Lovitz thing you can say.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
I love him.
Yeah, he's so great.
I also love the Bill Murray stories. Have you ever heard of the Bill Murray?
No,
like,
no.
Everyone says they have not everyone, but a lot
I
of
know
people
you're
say they have
talking-
very
yeah.
strange, funny experiences with Bill Murray. Like he'll walk by, take a fry off their plate at a restaurant and be like, "No one will believe you."
Who's gonna
Yeah.
That's really funny. I've heard stuff along those lines. Yeah, he goes, "Who's gonna believe that this happened?"
Yeah.
Bill Murray came and took a fry off my plate. We're like, no, you didn't. You're just making this up.
Yeah.
This guy,
We should just make up our own because
yeah, just
who's
like,
not gonna believe
who's
us?
not gonna believe us now that we know? You know, one time Bill Murray had sex with my girlfriend.
Yeah.
So there's actually a comic, Kevin. I feel bad. He's a funny guy. I'm blanking on his last
Kevin
name at
Hart.
the moment. Yeah, it's Kevin Hart. This guy. He has a story. Bill Murray ended up hooking up with his girlfriend or something like that.
No way.
Yeah, and I swear to God, I see this guy tell a story. I go, "Hey man, this is
Oh,
a wild
I know
story."
that. I've
You know
heard
that kid, right?
Yeah.
His name's Kevin something, and he has super funny story about this. And honestly, sometimes I go, I've seen him tell a story, and once I've seen like a woman or a guy in the audience just kind of look at him like he just told him he ordered soup for lunch. I go, "You're not even reacting." Like Bill Murray, his girlfriend cheated on. As a comic, it's crazy to have a super famous legend be the person that you got cheated on with.
My friend, who's a comic, she is friends with the girl who was left, her husband left her for Natalie Portman.
What?
And now, Natalie Portman has children with that dude.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, those stories, though, when they, end up having kids, you go, I guess it was meant to be.
Yeah.
What did you get?
You're absolved.
Yeah, no matter how dope that was.
Yeah.
I'm dating Natalie Portman. Now you're just a person that's in a relationship. It all equates.
Yeah. My friend's grandparents
right
met
down.
in a cheating scandal. They were both cheating on their respective others. And they're like, if you end up together, it's fine.
Yeah. If it never stopped. That's those people that have sex with underage students, the woman that was sleeping with their student.
Mary Kay Letourneau.
Yeah.
And now they're married.
Forever.
Yeah.
And it's the Filipino guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's so funny. Every time that I tell a story or that story comes up, usually people know her name. And, and then the other guy, they go, "Yeah, the Filipino guy." That's all they know about him.
His name.
Yeah. He's the kid that got lucky. Yeah. And he's married now.
But technically,
kids,
he's the victim. We should know his name.
Yeah, he's the victim, but I mean,
but
is
now
he?
I don't know.
They're married.
It's
How
so
is that a
hard to
victim?
say.
It's you met your wife. He's sitting there every
But did
day
you
being
meet
remember
her
for
in,
those 2 years you
during
it sucked?
Stockholm syndrome? Is it a Beauty and the Beast kind of scenario?
Oh.
Was Belle really in love with him, or was she just trapped?
But I mean, after enough years, you go, I can leave, I cannot leave. Oh, I guess I love him now. I see what you're saying.
It's weird though, because I just watched a month ago, I guess, the Finding or Leaving Neverland doc.
Oh yeah,
and those boys are traumatized, but they're I still love him. I still
weird.
He still really helped me in life, and I love other aspects, and it's very confusing and
because
hard
he's
to separate.
good in so many ways, but then he also had sex with you.
Was a monster.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't ever. So first off, I watched those docs. I didn't get through the end of it because it was
horrifying.
crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's crazy. I didn't know that they were both still oh, I still love him.
It's very hard for them to talk about because they feel like they're betraying him too.
Wow.
Yeah, we're working on putting together an episode for my podcast about rape victims and intimacy during rape because apparently it's much more common like
What,
to
like,
get aroused during sexual abuse, and like then you get confused, like, did I like this? Did I ask for
Right,
this?
because I had like an orgasm.
Yeah.
Listen, all my knowledge is based on episodes of Law and Order SVU, but
And so your knowledge is extensive.
yeah, I've watched 9,000 seasons of that show. So yeah, you can people have orgasms in weird times.
Mm-hmm.
I've read that women have orgasms during birth, which
Sometimes,
is crazy.
yeah. We actually had a guest.
You're welcome, Mom.
Yeah, the episode's wasn't
Gross.
hilarious.
Oh, that hurt to say. I
But
could not
imagine
say
your
it,
mom
though.
comes for the first
Yeah.
time with you.
Yeah. My baby.
Ooh.
That was a weird sensation.
Yeah.
I liked it though.
Yeah. We have somebody on an episode coming up who did that the first time.
Came while they had a
giving birth.
baby.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It really, when I heard that, I remember just being like, obviously made it about me and being like, wow, I'm not measuring up to a baby.
Yeah.
If that's what it takes. What's a baby? That's
But
like,
I mean,
it's
if you're considering the science behind it, it's like the most pressure that's ever been on that erogenous
Right,
zone. And so,
right.
like, if you haven't gotten there before, like, maybe that's your final push.
Yeah. Push. Ah! You okay? Yeah. That's got to be wild.
Yeah.
Sitting there watching somebody give birth.
Your
you're
husband's like, what the fuck?
yeah. He's like, what's happening? I couldn't do that. This is great. I can't believe we have a son now.
Squirting with afterbirth.
Wow. You said you knew someone was a professional squirter?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so my friend Lola, she's a sex educator, and she does like a lot of hands-on work. I attended a masturbation workshop that she led.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And she recently had the Guinness World Record for most squirt. We don't know if it's longest, widest. Like, I don't know.
Most volume?
I have no idea, but she's on my live show on Thursday, so we're gonna figure it out.
240 ounces, 80 ounces of squirt.
Yeah, like my apartment flooding worth of squirt.
Oh man, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's you can be, wow, that's crazy. So I read also that like every woman is capable of squirting. I don't know if that's true, but it felt like it was from like a medical thing.
Yeah, like science isn't even that. There's not big enough case studies.
There's a lot of psychos online too being like, it's pee, it's not pee, it's water, it's not water.
I know.
Like,
That argument, like, I also struggled with it a lot in the beginning because I was like, am I pissing in my bed? Like,
right.
But then we're looking into it, and like, there's pee in a lot of stuff that comes out of you. Like, your eye crusties in the morning have pee in them. Your sweat
urea.
has pee in
Yeah.
them. It's not pee, but it comes, like, it's fine.
Right. So we can
It's not gonna
also be
smell.
like where it doesn't smell like pee, right? Like
No,
we're not
it
exactly.
doesn't.
That's what I'm saying.
No, for the first few times after I did it, I would sniff the bed after and be like, did I pee? And I didn't. So
That's cute.
I'm cute.
Did I pee? I remember I've sniffed the bed too and been like, do I have to change the sheets? No,
Yeah.
we're good.
No, we're good.
You like staying at someone's house? You're like, no, we're fine.
Yeah.
We can go.
Oh my God. We were talking about college drunk people. My
Yeah.
friend in college would get so fucked up that she'd pee in every guy's bed that she slept with.
Wow.
Yeah, it was wild. And she'd just like leave in the morning because she's like, I don't want to deal with
Yeah,
this.
with all the piss.
And then one time she started dating this guy, and he also wet the bed. And then they had this relationship where
that's
they'd
so
wake up
cute.
soaking, and they'd be like, you or me, who knows? Who cares?
Aw, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Imagine being someone else that also pees the
Yeah.
bed. That's such a specific problem.
Find your tribe.
Yeah, that's my pee tribe. Mm-hmm. We're both urinating at inopportune times.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that was never really a problem for me, but
Wetting the bed.
No, I mean,
What about wet
I remember.
dreams?
Oh man, God, I wish that still happened. So awesome.
Yeah.
It happened like when I was a kid,
Cool.
and then it stopped.
That's something I feel like I'm really missing out on.
It's so sweet.
yeah.
It's awesome. You wake up and it's literally like you're having an experience.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I was before I did anything
Sure.
that happened, and it was like awesome because my body's like, something needs to happen.
Yeah.
Talk to somebody, dude.
Yeah.
Get out there,
Or
make some
also,
friends.
what's cool is like it happened involuntarily, so that you know that your body is capable of it.
Right.
Which is like my whole podcast is how I couldn't come for such a long time, and
Right.
like I didn't know if I was capable.
Well,
Like,
that's what I was
never-
gonna say when you said you had sex with like 6 people in college. I was like, well, for that period of time, you weren't having an orgasm, right? So
yeah.
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
might-
but
that
then
might affect-
I had a boyfriend for 2 years, wasn't having orgasms. I've had my current boyfriend for like 4 almost, and half of the time I wasn't having orgasms. So I don't think it's really dependent on the guy. It was dependent on me not knowing my fucking body.
Your body, yeah.
Yeah. It's so hard to have somebody else give you an orgasm when like you haven't figured it out. It's like, hey, here's this 9-sided Rubik's Cube. Figure it out. Also, you're naked. Enjoy.
And blindfolded.
Yeah.
And we're just going to put on really loud music. And if you figure this out.
Hope
and you're
for the
drunk.
best. Yeah, and you're drunk.
And you're drunk. Figure this out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that can't be easy to figure out. I mean, having a wet dream when you're younger is... it's just great. Like you wake up and you feel, and it's so disappointing that it's not happening. And then you're like, all right, well, I guess I'll go to class now. I guess I'm
I'll
done.
look at that girl 6 desks over and make her a part of my dream next time.
Right. You hope that's what's going to happen. But I never did. But it was kind of good though, because I felt like that would have been creepy if I was like, I'm really super turned on. I've already had sex in my mind with you. Like, it just felt weird.
Haven't you done that, though, where you have sex dreams about somebody and then you're like, I can't talk to you in real life?
I've had sex dreams about, in all honesty, it has not happened in many, 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 many years. But once or twice with, like, somebody that I was, like, friends with. And I was like, oh, that's weird. And then I was too young to reflect on it. I was like, well, I'll just... double down on the friendship with that person and pretend like that didn't happen.
Yeah,
that was weird.
I used to have to stop talking to them. And then, like, this year, I was like, I'm just going to I tell everyone everything now. So, like, I had my first girl sex dream about Molly Rubin Long.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah. And I just had to tell her the next day. I was like, Molly,
I had a sex dream about you.
Apparently you're my type.
There was 1 or 2 friends when I was much younger that I would have, like, hooked up with that, like, listen, 1 or 2 it was one woman I'm thinking of at the moment that told me she had a sex dream about me, and I was like, oh, I should have tried something then. I would have been like, that was my window.
Yeah.
She's like, well, like, she's like, literally, because I was like thinking about it from my perspective. Yeah, it's really weird, but that short period of time when I'm telling you that I had it, that window is the window.
I think it's the window
where you go, all right, well, we should have sex. You go, all right, yeah, it already happened as far as I know.
If Molly was like, I'm down, I'd be like, okay, Ben, can I hang out with Molly for a
Yeah.
second?
Do you mind if this happens just real quick? Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Also, it's like they already said yes to you once in your dream.
Right. In the dream. Yeah. You're like, this will be like the dream, right?
Yeah.
I remember I've actually not only had remember having a wet dream. I remember I had a dream where like so corny. I like was dating somebody.
Aww.
And then we were like, no, it's a super famous actress, right?
Yeah, but that's so cute.
Well, and then like the dream ends like right as like it's getting like sexual, and I was like, I literally woke up and I was like, oh no,
I gotta go back.
I wanted to go back in
You
the
can
dream
never
so
go
bad.
back.
You can't. There was a short period of time where I did experience lucid dreaming where I could, and I just flew like a.
That's sick.
It was, excuse me. It was really cool, but I can't. I don't know. I can't express like you could have sex, you could. I don't know, kill people, I guess, if you're a weirdo. But like flying in a dream, like every single time, the very obvious choice felt like flying. I was like, this is dope.
Yeah.
I'm just going to fly. This is
you can never
so
fly
cool.
in real life. You can have sex and you can kill someone.
You could kill somebody.
So
You could.
I hate, though, I feel like I can never fall back into a good dream, but I can always fall back into a nightmare.
Oh,
like I'll wake up and I'll be like,
I
okay,
hate that.
I'll just go back to sleep. I hope I don't go back there. And it's like, oh
yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah.
Because all that anxiety, I feel like that's your body. It's like in your body.
Yeah.
Like you're still tense in the same way, and you're still sweating in the same spot behind your neck, and you're like, ugh, I'm clammy.
I think you would spend more energy like during a scary nightmare than actually sleeping. I'm like, I'd rather just stay up than be so busy and running my whole night.
Right. Have you ever, did you have bad nightmares at all when you were a kid? Or?
Yeah, and I still do.
Really?
Yeah.
And so, did you ever find a way to kind of deal with that? That was nothing, really.
No, not really.
I used to have really bad nightmares.
Yeah.
And I just decided in my dream, I was like, fine. And I was like, go ahead. Whatever the thing was. So I was like, if I don't play the game, you can't win.
Yeah.
So if I don't run, get me. But we're in a dream. So what are you going to do? And then they can't do anything because it's a dream. And it's like, yeah. So then it's like in my dream, it's been like, oh, this was embarrassing for both of us. Why don't you run along, nightmare, and I'll go do my thing. Remember how we both thought this was real for a while? Like,
yeah.
And then I just kind of like got out of that for a while. I used to have like real rough. I had a bad Freddy Krueger thing for a while. because I saw that movie.
Sounded like to me.
Really?
I was picturing him.
You creeped me out, man.
Yeah.
Fuck. Yeah.
I also though was thinking about that Rick and Morty episode when they. Do you watch Rick and Morty?
Yeah, I love that show.
Where it's like the Freddy Krueger one.
Oh
and
yeah.
They dream inception him.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
That was such a good episode.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, he scared the shit out of me. I mean, it's a great idea for like somebody that comes to get you in their dreams that used to be a pedophile that the parents burned alive. A pedophile came back from the dead, but only to murder the kids. He didn't fuck the kids. This is weird.
Very good point.
Right?
Yeah.
Isn't that weird that Freddy Krueger came back from the dead?
I feel like most of the time they're murdering the kids, it's because they don't tell about the fucking.
I would have loved if they were like, just real quick, this guy's also fucking these kids before he kills them. You're like, oh, thank you for staying on track with the story.
Yeah.
It would have been too horrific for America. We're like, we can handle murdered children, but not fucked and then murdered children.
No. We can't handle fuck children. Like,
no, we can't. I mean, obviously, look at the Michael Jackson documentary.
I think about it every day.
People just go, I guess
horrible.
that happened. It's like so horrible. People go, we're not going to even like bring this into like a thing that lies like in the daylight. It just like
but
in the
it's
background.
So important. I'm so glad that they're finally talking about it because it just makes it easier for other victims to be like, okay, it's not something wrong with me. I wasn't like some like little sex kitten kid asking for it.
And when you hear that story, I think back sometimes to like what I thought was a weird experience, and then I get older and I'm like, oh, that lady was like fucking weird.
Yeah.
That was like not cool.
Yeah.
I was a kid. She shouldn't have done that.
Right.
Nothing happened. Just preface for the story, so no one has to get sad. But one time I was in gym, and this lady, I was like in 5th grade. This lady comes over, puts her hand through like the back of my hair. I had super long hair when I was in 5th grade. It was pretty sexy. I had super long hair, and she goes, "You have such nice hair," and then pulls my hair and goes, and she says it again. She goes, "You have such nice hair," and I'm like, ow. Like it started to hurt. It started like getting up out of my seat. She lets go. I kind of sit down. I go, like whatever the 5th grade way of being like, did that fucking just happen?
Yeah.
And I turn, and all I see is the gym door closing, and I never saw that woman again.
That's weird.
Yeah.
That's
super
that shit
weird.
Sticks with you. I also was thinking about like how like kids are always like instructed to like hug adults that they don't want to hug.
Yeah. What? Why would you?
Because it's like, oh, hug grandpa, give him a kiss. It's like, I don't want to hug grandpa.
Maybe grandpa's weird.
Yeah, or he smells to me. But like either way, don't force a kid to do something like that.
Right.
It's setting like up the rules for consent like really early. That
that's interesting. I never even thought about that.
You're expected to do this because this person wants you to, and you're the cute kid. It's like, what?
Yeah, I luckily like remember being a kid, and were you ever in like in a dicey? You remember anything like dicey? Like I remember when I was a kid, one time this guy in a supermarket was like following me. And I was a loud kid. Yeah. So I started yelling, and I was like, this guy, I don't know him. Where's my mom? This guy's coming. I don't know. He's a stranger. I kept yelling, he's a stranger. And the guy's like, what the fuck you doing, kid? I'm just trying to see. And I don't know if he was weird or wasn't weird. He just walked away eventually. Yeah. I don't know if he was he could have just been a nice guy that was like, hey man, just trying to see if you were good. You're alone.
But then
like
why
if I saw a kid alone in a grocery food store, I'd maybe be like,
I always ask them if they're alone.
Right, but isn't that the creepy thing?
Yeah, I guess that's as like a woman, that's like, I just get concerned for them.
That's what a creepy person does too, though. That's like, when it's going to take you, they go, are you alone? And they're like,
I saw this kid crying in an airport once, and I was just like, oh my God, where's your mom? Like,
yeah.
And I also don't want to be like this creep that like would seemingly have kidnapped you, but I have to, I want to stay with you. I'm scared for you.
I babysat my friend's kid while she was doing an audition. And the way we did it was, I don't know if it was cool. She gave me her kid in a cab. Yeah. I'm in a cab. Yeah. The kid's like 6 or 5. Literally was like, no, mommy, no. Mommy, no. She hasn't met me before. She goes, oh, it's okay. Go with him. The plan is to just, circle the block. Like twice. It was a stand-up audition. It was an audition for stand-up comedy. It's quick. She's doing a set and leaving. And they knew she had a kid, so it was like in and out. So she goes in, and I'm just this kid's like, well, mommy, what do you got? And I go, no, it's okay. Come. We're just gonna go for ice cream. Yeah. I'm like, I'm just gonna lie to this kid. I don't know. And we just go around the block, and I just see her kind of like sitting there quiet, just like staring off. And I was like,
I'm gonna die.
Right. I was like, you're fine. I'm like, you're gonna see your mommy in a second. And I just started trying to ask her questions. I'm like, what's your favorite? You have a favorite animal or whatever? I'm like, do you like ice cream? Like just stuff that I think kids would be into. Animals and ice cream. I don't know.
They are.
Yeah, there you go.
And colors.
But yeah, it's just like crazy. Like from her perspective,
Yeah,
that's an insane thing to have
as
happen.
her mother, I would probably want to like preface like this is what's happening, not just like
she did, but she still didn't get it. She's just too young to be like, you're gonna go with him for a little bit, and then you'll see me in a second.
Stranger danger. It's like stranger fine, get in.
You don't know him.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's a car. Remember, someone you don't know in a car. Yeah, everyone has to help raise you. You're a lot of work.
You're a lot of work.
Did you? Speaking of work, something we always talk about. Do you ever have like a worst experience at like either fucking up at a job or just like a horrific job?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
The second you asked, I was like, oh, I know exactly what story I'm going to tell. I used to work in real estate before I was doing comedy full time.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. It's an interesting field.
Yeah.
But
were you like an agent? Or?
I was an agent, yeah.
Oh, cool.
And
it's a lot of patience.
Yeah. And
but
it was a really
patience.
great acting exercise because I would just become whoever my client was that week.
That's hilarious.
You know,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
like if they were like snobby, I'd be like, yeah, we hate this place, we're leaving. You know, versus like it's a perfect cozy studio apartment. Oh my god, this is great for you.
Yeah,
like
you just match their energy.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Great.
But I had just joined a new team. I'd never been on a team before. I was doing everything myself, and I thought that these managers of the team would have like more wherewithal and like know-how than I did. And we had this one, I was selling an apartment, and it was a really big fucking deal for me. It was my first like sale that and last because I quit after this.
Oh, wow, okay.
Or like a few months after. But I got this listing and I was showing it, and this buyer came, and I felt weird about him. But I told my main like head of the group, and I was like, I don't know if he's going to be great for the apartment, but like you guys.
Is he like dressed weird or weird energy?
Weird energy, kept trying to like lowball. Also said he was a real estate agent, but like wasn't. It was very strange. And I was just like, I have really weird vibes about this guy. And I was like, can you just get him to sign the contract that says he's going to like take and pay for this apartment like in a timely way, because I don't want like my client to get like pissed if we waste time on him. And this dude, so my manager, long story short, never got paperwork signed.
Okay.
He just didn't like.
So this guy just like was going.
But he told, or he had made it seem like he had like we were still working with him, and I was like showing him every day.
Just keep going along the process.
Every month
he
would he would not pay, he would not whatever, and we're holding this apartment and one day I just fucking flew off the handle because he wasn't sent. I was like, you need to sign this paperwork so that like it's official.
We can
like
get this apartment.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, I don't know how. And I'm like, sir, you're a fucking agent. And I screamed at him. And I was like, how dare you? This is like horrible for my client or whatever. Like,
yeah.
Anyway, he recorded that conversation. And because because my manager hadn't had any paperwork signed, we got no commission on the listing.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And they never even like apologized to me. Like it was like.
But the guy ended up buying the apartment.
Yeah. And he was a horrible tenant, and like my client was like really pissed about it. And
Didn't want him to have the apartment and all that. That's fucking
really
crazy.
Was not great for my career.
And then you didn't get.
Didn't get commission. Mm-mm.
That sucks. After you do all that work.
Yeah, months
of work.
Months
of work.
Yeah, and I've never screamed at somebody saying like "fuck you," but I was like, "Sir, you are not fucking stupid. You are a con artist."
I honestly,
and they have it recorded.
I'm in a way, I'm jealous of you in a way, because once you go through that, that's a level of frustration that's like I've never even experienced that. That is months of work on one specific thing.
And you know when I found out, I was in Hawaii with my sister having like a little vacay because we'd been working so hard. And I find out I'm on a fucking volcano tour. And I find out that we're not getting money, and they're telling me it's all my fault because I didn't get the paperwork signed. I'm like, are you? So it was also a learning lesson is if you want something done correctly, do it yourself.
Right. Yeah, sure.
But
don't let somebody else do it. Right.
Yeah.
But that's insane.
Ooh, I fucking hate that guy still.
Yeah, I hate him for you.
I know you are. No.
Yeah. Come find us, man.
Yeah.
We'll be at Union Square today.
Yeah.
Flagpole, 6:00.
Catch me outside.
Ah, that's fucked, man. I can't believe to work on something for so long and then have it just go fucked the other way. But like to have it still go is the frustrating part. Like he got the apartment.
He still got it, and he got it for less. Like we made so many excuses and like,
if you like went by his house and just dropped off dog shit every day, I honestly would be like,
about it.
Makes sense.
I really did. I thought about having like a huge muscly guy go into the house and being like, pay her something. Like,
right.
You want to go?
Right.
Okay.
And Tanner will fight you.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. I've never had that where something like went super long like that, and then I just got like lost everything. I've had, you know, when I used to be like a waiter or bartender, like a really crappy table, and then they like are shitty to you, and then the manager comes over, and, and then like they pay, and they're like, they didn't leave a tip.
Nope.
Then like we also comp them dinner.
Exactly.
Like, what?
Fuck you.
They don't fucking deserve that.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Get the fuck out of here with your
Horrible.
fucking dinner. Yeah.
I've been seeing a lot of stuff online recently about tipping. Is there like something happening?
I don't know what's going on. Yeah. There's some people are talking about like including it. There's restaurants that are like including it and saying this way we can pay the wait staff more, but everyone's like, yeah, you're just going to keep more of the money and then they're not going to get anything. So fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's been like, oh, if you don't tip waiters, I'm like, are people just getting mad about this? Like, it's rude.
You have to tip. Yeah.
I had a friend who used to give $1 tip less than me wherever we went. Like, she just needed that
just
like
make you feel
weird
better about
power. I don't know.
Make you feel good.
No, she just wanted to like feel like she was giving less.
Oh. So you feel like you're
She's
saving
also
money
a
or whatever?
bitch to people. Like a waiter would come over.
I was
and
waiting
she'd be
for
like,
that part. Yeah.
No, but she'd be like, excuse me. Like, and I'd be like, why are you mean to this person who's literally just like doing you a service?
Right. There's no reason to be angry at them.
It's a huge red flag if somebody's mean to wait staff.
To be fair, oh yeah, that's a big thing for me too.
Huge.
If I am with somebody like a date or something and they're mean to the waiter or waitress or the bartender, I'm like that's almost as bad. Not to say it is, but honestly, it's almost as bad as like if they're racist. I'm like, I'm okay. This is.
I mean, it shows they're classist.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're just shitty people.
Yeah.
And you're like, right, really? And this is supposed to be your best person that you're showing me right now.
And they're gonna feed you, you fucking idiot. Like they could put their pubes in there.
Are you okay with?
You okay with pubes?
Get a little crab cakes. Come on. Little pubes crab cakes. Anyway, buddy, thank you so much for doing this. This was a good time. Yeah, this is great. I'm glad it finally happened.
Made it. Yeah.
Plug whatever we want to plug.
I would love you guys to listen to my podcast. It's all about orgasms, specifically how I came to have my first one. It's called How Come. It's on iTunes and Spotify and YouTube. You can follow it on Twitter and Instagram at How Come Podcast. And you can follow me on those same sites at Remy Kassimir. And if you want to come see me do stand-up, go to RemyKassimir.com.
Very nice. And guys, thanks so much for listening. I'm, again, on all social media at Kase Rosso. And if you have any stories about the worst you ever fucked up at your job or dating, or, just anything, you can email us at ofthemondays@gmail.com. Thanks so much for listening. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.